Xavier, controversial defeat, is it fair to say?
You could say that, but I think we played really well against the top side. We nullified a lot of threats that they proposed to us, and it's one of those days where we didn't capitalise on the opportunities that we created, and they took the chance that they got from our misfortune. But it's just one of those days.
The manager was unhappy. Obviously, the ground was unhappy with the manner of the goal. You were on the pitch. Talk us through it.
To be fair, we obviously want to play short corners because we know it works. It's something that the gaffer wants to do. We've scored from it before. Unfortunately, we made a mistake, but personally, I can't comment on what happened. All I did was react and try to get back in. Unfortunately, he scored. He took his opportunity, so he done well.
It's the thing. Yes, the referee's sort of there when you watch the replay, but there's a lot happens from the edge of the Sunderland box to the lad scoring 75 yards further down the pitch, isn't there? So is it a case you've got to look at yourselves in terms of when you play the corner, because it happened against Sheffield United, didn't it? You were overpowered fairly easily, and then before you know it, it's in the back of your net. Is that something that you've got to, as a collective, tighten up?
We do work on it in training. We went to Turkey and worked on it, but it's something that the gaffer wants to implement, and we've seen it's worked before. Unfortunately, we made a mistake, but these things happen. You can say that about anything, but we made a mistake and they took their chance.
You've got, after the Norwich game, obviously you had 2 weeks to sweat on it, and you went to Turkey. You've now got 3 days, so straight back at it, and you've got Burnley, a really, really big game on paper to kind of react to that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a good thing because we want to take this feeling that we have from a defeat where we feel like we've played well into Wednesday against another top side. We showed today that we can nullify threats and create our own chances, so we want to do that against Burnley and take all 3 points.
Back in the side for yourself today, how was it for you?
It's always nice to put on the Hull City shirt and start, but all I do is work hard every day, and when the gaffer gives me an opportunity, I want to do all I can to take it.
We spoke out in Istanbul in pre-season. A lot has happened since then, not least I think 16 new signings. How's the mood in the camp, and how is, for a player that obviously you were out on loan last year, you've come back in and you've seen all these players arrive, how's it been?
It's been a fresh start, I think, for everyone. It's been a fresh group, and all I've done really is try to gel the team together, and I feel like that trip to Turkey has done us really well.
The last week?
Yeah, the last week trip to Turkey has done us well. We had time to bond together, and the mood in the camp is really good considering we've made so many signings.
That's the thing. I know Charlie said on Friday that it's a really tight group, and that's, I think, from outside a lot of people go on, what's it like, because there's been so many players and a lot of players coming in from abroad as well, which can always change the dynamic. Yeah. You have a lot of the likes of Cyrus and Greg left in the summer, so big personalities. So the dynamic is still really good.
The dynamic, as you said, is still really good.
Yeah.
Personally, like I've not been here a long time, but I've had to step up and welcome players in, and I think all the players that were here previously have done really well. And the new players have come in and been open to us and gelled really well.
And you're still a young player, and you've seen obviously the likes of Marvin and Oscar come in, and Gustavo, and the list goes on, doesn't it? Is that I guess that's good for your development though, because you're getting different players with different qualities, different levels of experience, and for a player, still finding your way. That can only be
no, of course. I like to take advice from everyone. I've done it with Mika Seri last year. Took as much information as I could, and now I've got Marv, obviously. I speak to Oscar, Gustavo. I still speak with Regan. So I just take little bits from everyone and try to add it to my own game.
And what's the manager been like with you? Because obviously he put a lot of faith in you in the summer, and still has. To have you part of the first team squad and bringing you into the team for a game against the team that went back top of the league. Yeah,
of course, I appreciate it so much. He's shown great faith in me, and I just want to work hard and prove that I can stay in the team.
Just finally, I know you worked with Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea. You spoke about him before.
Yeah.
Now England manager. Just wanted to get your take on
I mean, congratulations to him and the coaching staff. I know the coaching staff well. So yeah, I just wish him all the best, and I know that they'll do well.
Were you surprised?
I was surprised, to be fair, but I mean, he's a great manager, so why not?
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks.
What was it like playing alongside Gustavo, and what will he bring that will strengthen the team?
He's a very strong player. Hard to get off the ball, and he works very hard. He uses his physicality well for a small player, but he's great at driving with the ball and creating. So it was something different today, and congratulations to him for making his debut. He deserves it.
I mean, he's obviously had to be patient. Have you been able to do a lot of work on the training ground so that you had a good understanding today?
I think every day everyone gets a better understanding each day. Obviously, Gustavo came in as a new player, but we've got to learn his strengths and what he's good at. So he's kept at it and worked really hard and got the rewards for it today.
And Tim mentioned in the week, I think, that this trip to Turkey felt was a bit different to previous ones. Is it sort of getting more detailed, the work you're doing? Is it more about just the small margins?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously know the style of play. We've worked on it since he's come in, so now it's just the finer details. And Tim is very detailed. He wants to coach every little thing, but that's amazing because it's going to be perfect the way we want to play.
It's amazing, but does it take a long time to take it on board, practice it, get it right?
I think we done that work in pre-season, and now every day in training we try to implement his philosophy, and then it shows in the game. And the way we want to play is a lot more fluid than to what we were before.